Morning, everybody. How is everybody doing today? Great, glad to hear that. So it's the Collaboration Center today. So we do have some newer members, a few offices that have transferred over from their old MLS to us. Want to welcome all of our new members. We greatly appreciate you being here. And of course, we need just a little bit of help with setting up our clients on auto notifications. And somebody did say to me recently, like, well, why isn't there a place that we just go to the Collab Center? I'm like, I get it. I really, really do. However, you have a collaboration center for each client. So me and Betty Byer, which you'll meet Betty Byer today. I have a collab center for Betty Byer. I have a collab center for Stephen. I have a collab center for this client. It's very different. So it's actually the type of auto notifications that we send to our clients. And we have, hi Linda, do you have a question? Let's see, that's what I didn't open up, was my questions over here. I do have a couple of polls for you guys. And I want to start off with one right off the get-go so we know if you guys have been using the Collab Center. All right, and so far, 100% voted, okay. I love that when we are all participating. So we're at 50-50, so that's good. It's a good gauge to know where my class is, whether who's been using it, who needs a refresher, and who's just brand spanking new. Excellent. So you'll see I've got my Paragon page up. What we're going to start off with, we're going to start right from square one. I'm going to go into my preferences wizard for my Collab Center. So I'm going to tap on preferences icon at the very top right. And then I'm going to go to the second one on the right for you guys. That's the Collab Center preferences wizard. Of course, I'm just going to hit start. Now, this is a great place for you where you guys can adjust your name. My given name is Deborah. I don't use it. So this page is just about my agent information. My primary phone number for me, not my office. I do have a secondary phone number. So if they are the same exact ones, unclick it. And I'm hopeful that you guys are able to follow along as well. It'd be really nice if you could do that. And if you need me to repeat something, just ask me. I'm more than happy to do so. So I actually have a direct line at the office. So I put that in here. Well, actually, it has to go into your membership file. So if you have a number that you want to put in here, email it to me. I'll make sure it gets to Monica in membership. And yes, I want to display my email address, my web page, my story video. And you'll see where this story video comes into place. It's just a little video I shot. Oh, actually, it would be, it's one of the new onboarding videos that I started. So I just wanted to see what it looked like and where it displayed. So if you guys have a short little story that you've done with maybe a selfie stick on your camera, all you need to do is upload it to YouTube, and it can be a private one or it can be a public one, and that's where you store it there. You can also use Vimeo. There's a few other video platforms out there. So your social media networks. There are 4 of these here. Here's my Facebook link. This one does need to be your business page, not your private page, or your personal page. Twitter, there's my Twitter handle, my LinkedIn email address, and Instagram, I put in Wines for Humanity. And simply all I did to go get these, if I wanted to go to, let's see, we'll just do the Facebook one. So I would go open up a new tab on my browser, go to Facebook. I'm going to have to browse over to my business page. All right, so over on the left, I'll be able to find my pages so I can get to my business page. Here's my, let's see, we'll do the Big Red Homes. So that would be the real estate one. It is a non-published page. That's why there's no likes there. All I'm simply going to do is click into the browser, right-click, copy, go back to Paragon, and paste it in here. paste. And there you have it. That's all I need to do. And the same thing went for my YouTube video. I did the same thing when I went over to YouTube. There is actually a share button. So I just clicked share, copied the link, and pasted it in here. So those are some of the cool pieces about Collab Center, and you'll see where these get inserted. It's really cool. All right, we're gonna go hit the next. This one is the About Me page. This is a generic letter that's usually put in here. If you've been around with my Real Source and Paragon for a while, it used to be blank. So if something is blank in there, I actually have this write-up in the MLS documents. Do you guys remember the MLS documents? So at the very, very top where my cursor is, I have a folder called MIRS Education. Not just the plain education one, do MIRS for my Real Source. And you just type in Collab Center or Collab in your search, and you'll find that. All right, let's go to that next page. I have added a ton of links into my client's Collab Center. And what this is really for is to help them with their relocation services. Could be your after they get here. It's anything that could help your clients. It honestly could be a list of your preferred contractors. It could be a list of your closing companies, title companies, whatever you want. So I've got here, a lot of you may know that I live up in the St. Clair area. So here's a link to our Blue Water Chamber of Commerce. We also have War Water Brewery. So microbrew right here in town. And yes, I can walk home. It is within walking distance. So if I wanted to add information from here, so if I wanted to go ahead and add one for my clients, simply add. And I'm going to do that same exact step I did a second ago. I'm going to go open up a new tab. And let's see, what shall we find? I know. I will find my Wines for Humanity. So if you're looking for a wine, I can help you out. So I'm simply going to click into here, copy. And actually, I might even put my WF. Copy this. Right click, copy, go back to Paragon. I'm going to write over this and paste. Now, when I click tab, because I don't want to save right from here, because you'll see what's going to happen. The web address is exactly as I pasted it, but it also gives me a name to that link, but it's the link itself, and I'm sorry, I just don't like that. So I'm going to type over it. So I have to unselect the fact that it's the same, and then just give it a name, Wines for Humanity, and save. There you have it. And next. So, and you'll see in a little bit where these come into play. Now, this page is definitely just for your office, not about who's main or which one you are primary or they are primary. This is the page on your office information. And yes, I want to display their primary phone number. And a lot of times you only have one. So unselect that secondary phone number, because this is only pertinent to the office itself, not you as a secondary. And then I certainly like to display my office address and logo. Now remember, if you have any questions on these, just let me know. I will peek over here on occasions and see what you guys need. So in the Collab Center, my client gets their automatic notifications. I also have my own version of a notification. It's called Agent Notifications. And here's the agent notifications. I can decide what I want to be notified on. Do I want to know when my client gets a new listing? Yep. Do I want to know about a price change? Maybe not. Status change. So I can make my own selections here. And it's how you run your business. How do you like to interact with your clients? So don't think that mine is the end all to be all. It is just the way that I like it. Now at the bottom, I can have set a default to what my clients get notified on. Of course, they're going to get new listings. I do like letting them, of course they have no price changes. And the other one is maybe letting them know of a status change. Maybe, you know, it's a fast market. Maybe they need to know that, oh, this one's pending already. Oh, this one's gone already. Oh, sorry. You need to know that. I would never click when the initial photo is added, because I know some people make their listings live and then add the photos. There are some MLS software that does it that way. So I wouldn't want to be doing that. Then, of course, comments as well. And you can change that at any time, and you can also change that per client. Now, for me, search options. For my clients, I can disable their ability to search, but they're just going to go someplace else. I can give them new searches, and they can create new searches. And here's the other one. So as a default, pardon me, as a default, I wouldn't really set all of my clients to agent preview. It's just, you know, that's for my PIA clients who need a little bit more attention. And we'll go into agent preview in a little bit. When my client does a search in their Collab center, what classes are they going to be searching for? Residential, of course. I don't deal in mobile home parks. I'll let them search on vacant land. I do not work in commercial, industrial, or business. And of course, multifamily as well. And then what statuses are going to show when they do a search? So generally, you know, if I was working with nobody but with a lot of rehabbers, then I would probably let them, you know, see the solds, maybe expireds. I don't know. It's a lot of clutter for other clients. So we just try to keep it a little clean. What's active, what's pending, and then next. And then you're done. These are the valuations that do show up a little further into your client's Collab Center. So we will go into your client's experience of the Collab Center, because you do need to know what they see as well. So they're going to ask you some crazy offhanded question, like, I don't know. It's never a good answer. It's always, well, let me look into that. I'll get right back to you. And those are the 3 different valuations that are offered through Paragon. And ta-da, you're done. So, and anytime when I wanted to find anything or change anything in Paragon, I always found that it was this preferences wizards that helped me right through everything instead of poking and prodding all my way around. It never seemed to work for me. All right, so today we're going to go a little backward on doing our searches and adding our clients. Because a lot of times the way we teach it in class is we run that search and then we add the client to that. But you know, yesterday when I was talking to one of our newest members, she said that the majority of her clients are on agent preview. So in that case, I would actually go through the contacts module, and it might even save you a click from going this way. So under contacts, I'm going to go ahead and add my contact first. All right. And this is the main reason why one of the biggest reasons why yesterday I thought about doing today's class from this direction, just like entering a house. You can enter it in from the back door or the front door. You're still going to get into the interior of the house. Which way is easiest for you? I come in the garage door. That's my way. The kids come in the back door because that's what works well for them. So on this one, so my friend wanted to put her clients on the agent preview. So you should select it first and then go on. So actually, we're going to do that a little later, but we're going to first enter in our client, Eddie. Oh, my keyboard fell asleep. Come on. Alrighty then. Let's try the other one. Eddie. Fire. This is my favorite person. And her home email. Now I usually tab my way through and it'll give me the green check mark to let me know that, hey, it does look like a valid email address. And then I'm going to select that it is the primary email. I can also add in her husband, Bobby Buyer. And he is not the primary, so I do not want to add that because my primary is Betty. So again, nice green check. And I do want to add the spouse onto those notifications. So I'm going to check that box. All right. Now you know that there is a lot of other information in here. I could add my contact to home bot to drip campaign. What type is this one? She's a buyer. And I also individually added my own groups as well. It adds for a little bit more sorting if you want to. Maybe this is a buyer prospect, not a buyer. Reverse prospecting doesn't work across MLSs, so we generally don't talk about that. And I might even want to put in a source. I will say this is a friend. I can put in the home address. I would have to have the home address. We're going to add it to HomeBot. All right. And then we're going to save. So now once we've saved our client's information, we now have the green next button on the right-hand side. So let's go ahead and tap the green next button. So Betty Buyer, we just did all this. So let's go next. Now here are your two options. Either A, you're going to add a new saved search, which means you're going to create a new search, or B, did you already do the search and then you just want to marry those up? So if I click on the existing search, it's going to give me my entire list of saved searches. So that's one option. But today we're going to add a new search. So we're going to create a search for Betty. You're going to select your class, residential. And I can type and tab my way through here. But until you know what goes in here, I would tap the magnifying glass. Oh, okay. Single family, farm, condo. Okay, got it. So a single family residence. Statuses. You know that we have a few of the active statuses. If your client doesn't want to see things that have accepting backup offers, or stuff that a contingency applies, these are the types of conversations you need to have with your buyers. Do you want to see that stuff? And tell them about coming soon listings. There are listings on the market that are not ready to be shown yet, but it doesn't stop you from putting in an offer at this point. If you think that's the one, you've seen the photos, you can put in an offer contingent upon seeing the home. So that's not a bad idea to get your foot in the door. Let's go ahead and save. So we could do search by map. Because you know, if I put in the municipality of St. Clair, I just start typing and it gives me all my St. Clairs, Eau Clairs. So I just want St. Clair. That's an easy one. So I think that's pretty easy. And of course, I could also put in multiple townships. If I could type, would be even better. In the township. Now you'll also notice one thing. For my people that are a little newer, the first two digits are the same on both of these. That's the county indicator. So you know that these are in the same county. So when I typed in the other Clair, St. Clair Shores, 50, and Eau Claire is 11. Don't know where they are. Just a little information about the system. Let me blow this up a bit for you guys. There you go. So these, we're going to go ahead and delete these though. I have two easy ways to delete. Over here on the right-hand side is a criteria summary. So the municipality, I can either tap the blue and I can go edit. You'll see it highlights it and moves my cursor there. Or I can simply delete all of it with one click. So let's go up into the map. So we'll say your client just got a new job in, let's see, let's go with Sterling Heights. So in the map locator, I can move my map to Sterling Heights. I do need to add Michigan in there, and then I'm just gonna hit return. And it's going to move the map. So it now puts my little pin, you'll see the 1. It should be the middle of Sterling Heights, Van Dyke, and 17 Mile. So we'll say this is where your client just got her job and she wants to be within a few miles of her new office. Okay, how do you do that? And if she actually gave you an office address, you could put the exact office address in here and run a search around that. That's the way we do CMAs in My Real Source as well. So if I want to put we'll go 3 mile search and see what we have. That would be right here. I'm going to add in 3 to the miles and search the radius, not the search buttons. We're going to search just that radius. I need to zoom out a little bit. Good. And you see that I do keep my map on a different view. In the top left, the white bar, I keep it on hybrid. So I could change it to just a road view. Some are a little more familiar with that, and it changes my view. Now, if I wanted to change it permanently, I would go through my preferences wizard and stumble across that on that map detail. Okay, so now that we see, here's the 3 miles around her office. You know, she could say that maybe she doesn't want to live that close to the Beaumont Hospital, that's too close to Hall Road. Just, you know, anything, just don't, not this too far. Just don't even show me any of that stuff. How do I do that? How do I do that? I don't know how to cherry pick those listings. This is a little out of my jurisdiction. I mean, I could set her on agent preview and look at each one before they go as well. But you know what we're going to do? We're just going to draw the map and cut off a part of that. So we're going to draw a map. And I'm going to use the polygon. That's my favorite. I like that one. So I'm going to select the polygon. And you'll see that my cursor is now that crosshair. So we're going to say nothing north of about here. So I'm going to simply click once. This is not a click and drag. I've clicked. I'm going to move my mouse, and we'll say that's the line that we want to draw. I'm going to click again, move my mouse up top, and end where I began. So now this new shape that I draw, typically you're going to be adding shapes to the map, and that's the way the program works. But we want to take away from this area. So I'm going to go and edit that map. So we want to edit. And the bottom one is the one we just drew. And it's going to be the check mark over here. Now you'll find that if you click the X, you'll do it once or twice, and then you realize, oh, wrong one. That deletes it. So if I click the checked, it now goes to exclude, and the map is red. So nothing near Beaumont Hospital. She knows it's very congested there, doesn't want to be near Hall Road, it's just too noisy, whatever the case may be. So this is her ideal area where she wants to live. Okay, now remember, we want to go back to the criteria because we did not enter in anything besides residential. So let's go back and finish out that criteria. And one of the reasons why we do the map first is as you start adding criteria, you'll see those numbers go down. So let's go back to the criteria, and you'll see we have 116 listings that possibly match. We only want items that are for sale. But honestly, if you set a minimum of 300,000, then you don't need to click that it's, you know, only for sale items. So maybe she wants to go 3 to 450. And already we've reduced our numbers to 44,000. So we don't need the county or the municipality. We don't need addresses. We don't, well, structure style. Okay, maybe so. Is she particular about what she wants to live in? Does she wants to be in a ranch, a 2-story? And don't forget, a 1.5 story is a 2-story. It just has a different square footage on the top floor than it does on the bottom floor. And that was very hard for me to comprehend that the house I live in is actually a 1.5 story. Like, you know, I think those stairs, it's a full set of stairs that goes up to a 2nd story. You can walk around. It's not a short story up there. It's a full story. It's just the square footage. That's all there is to it. The little breakfast nook is open to the 2nd floor, and my office here doesn't have a 2nd floor. So 1.5 story. And remember, you have things like condo ranch, either on the first floor or on the second floor or above. Remember, this just says, are there stairs involved to get to that ranch style condo? So, but she's not really particular. So I don't want to add anything in there. Bedrooms. She does want 3 bedrooms. Yeah, and I type 3 and hit tab. Now, I don't have to put a maximum. That'll leave me anything 3 and above. But if she only wants a maximum of 4 bedrooms, knocked off 3 homes. Bathrooms total. Remember, this is going to be the total amount of bathrooms that are in the house. Full baths and half baths. So if I put in 2 as a minimum total of bathrooms, what is my minimum going to get me? 1.5. So 1 bathroom and a half bathroom. They're each a bathroom. It's just style of bathrooms. If your client is more particular about what, how many bathrooms, how many full bathrooms they have, when you scroll all the way down, you'll see secondary criteria. I'm going to tap the down arrow, and you'll see a whole lot of other stuff. Mail City, Zip, your bill. There's your bathrooms full and half. Maybe she needs 2 full bathrooms here. And there's also side condo, yes, no is down here. Now, just so you know, if you use some of the criteria down here on an ongoing basis, I would customize this. I'm going to scroll all the way back up. And then, oh, you can't do the customize on this way because I'm in the context module. So what I would go in and customize my searching to bring those out of the bottom container and put them up in the top. All right. So, and now because we have both bathrooms total and bathrooms full, I can eliminate the baths total, but it doesn't really matter. Basement, yeah. Waterfront, fireplace, garage. She does want a garage. She doesn't care how many, 1 car, 2 car, whatever. And she doesn't want to take care of a pool. Okay, so that's where we're going to go on this one today. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're down to 4. Eek. Now, what I would also do is I would take out the, ooh, don't tell me that there are 32 homes with pools. I sincerely don't believe that. So we're going to leave it like this for the minute. Okay. So one of the very important pieces is your feature codes right here. Your feature codes really encompass everything. Whether it's a condo, and the condo association includes the maintenance, blah, blah, blah. Are you on a golf course? Is the house physically on a golf course? Or are you in a golf course community where you have access to that golf course? So if I type in golf here, you'll see I have 2 golf courses. One is, F is the associations. And I just looked this up the other day, that's why I remember it. And this one on the golf course, it means this is the property location. It actually says on the golf course. So there are things like gas. There's a lot of gas related, gas fireplace, natural gas, and see what's gas and gas included. We'd have to look up what V is. And how do you look that up? Let's go to the magnifying glass and see what V is. V, water heater. So it's a gas water heater. So those are the things. So you have 3 different columns or 3 different boxes here. One says that you must have. I have to have a gas heater, period. See, and you know, as a buyer's agent, I really wouldn't put that, because did the listing agent get that in the listing? And I think it is a mandatory field, but I want to make sure. So I have to have a gas water heater. It's just the way I roll. Or as long as I get any one of those in the V. So what are my options? Oh, I'd love to have geothermal or tankless or solar. I'm trying to go greenish. That's right, that's what I want. So this is the must-have 1 or more. As long as it gets one of these, so if it only has solar hot water, it'll come up. If it only has tankless, it'll come up. But remember, these things, this is what you call the unicorn. I sincerely doubt they're entered into the listings. I mean, I would love to see, look, nobody has it. Who knows if they are or are not there. But that's how those work. And if I wanted to do financing as well, I need cash or FHA. And actually FHA does come up. It was VA that never comes up. When I type in VA, just never comes up for me. I have to do the magnifying glass. So as long as it has cash or FHA, I'm good. And again, those are just some things that you have to, that you either have to have one or more, or you must have or doesn't qualify. And then you must not have, maybe I don't want a gas heater, and tell them that way. All right, school district, garage. We said garage, yes or no, so we're fine with that one. Above grade square feet, she wants at least 1,500. What does that get, She's down to 36. All right, no acreage, I'm not gonna do that. Secondo, we're good. We are good. So she has 36 listings, not too shabby. So go ahead and search. And what I like about doing it through the contacts module, it will give you these options here. Except some people have gotten confused on, well, why would I want to add it to a cart? A cart is a separate box. So if I'm trying to keep an eyeball on a particular listing, I'll throw it in a cart, just so I know I can always access that one quickly. Or I can also use the cart for when I'm selecting listings to send to my client as an agent recommended. That's the two reasons why I use the carts in Paragon. And there is a cheat sheet up here in the MLS documents about carts. I think it explains all the different carts that there are in Paragon and Showing Time, just for your clarification. So I want to save this search for my client. Save search for Betty Buyer. And then I'll do 10, 26, 21. I like to date it. And see, this way it does already give you a name and a date. So it's kind of nice. It does throw that in there. And we're going to save. All right. And you get that big green box in the upper right-hand corner. Success. Your search has been saved. And now it's going to get you right to the Collab Center. My settings for here are the notification triggers, which we saw in the Preferences Wizard, price changes, new matches, comments, and any status changes now too. But here's the big thing, my client notifications and my agent notifications. So my client, she's a hot buyer, she's getting immediately. Me, I just need a daily report for my client. So I'm going to select recurring for myself, and I do have the opportunity to set a time for myself, which is pretty awesome. So when is this going to come? Every day, every one day. And in my Preferences Wizard, I know that's kind of funny, but I did set my default notifications to be at 7 a.m. so I don't have to select this every single time. I'm going to tap OK. Now remember, I told it, so I wanted both Betty Buyer and Bobby Buyer to be on that email. So it already automatically added Bobby Buyer in there. And some people still have themselves as a BCC here. Okay, now remember, if I BCC myself, I'm already getting a daily report on my client. So they are going to be two different kinds of emails. This is going to be exactly what my client sees. And my agent notifications are going to let me know when she has favorited a listing, when there are new listings. All right. And then at the very bottom is the subject line. And I'd like to add something at the bottom here, just that it was Sterling Heights. It just helps, you know. Maybe they've got a lot of searches going. Maybe that would be the one key that makes them click onto mine, right? And tap OK in the upper right. And now you're not done yet. You do need to send the welcome message. So let's click that. It does look like it's blank. It's not. If you want to preview it, because each one is different for your clients, it's geared towards your client. This is Betty Buyer and Bobby. I could have put Bobby Buyer in the name too, but there are 36 matches found. Where do they come from? You can favorite them, mark them as possibles, or reject. You can communicate through here. See, but I'm only getting 1-a-day notifications, so I usually tell them, just text me, please. Or do it through the HomeSnap app. You can make your own custom folders, homes with pools I love. You can also compare listings in here too. Yes, you need to create a password. And now here again, this is going to tag back to your preferences wizard that we did for the Collab Center. So there's my Facebook for Business. This is Instagram link, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And if you did not put something in that box, it will not show. So it's not going to be a box to nowhere. So let's close that out. And then you're simply going to, oh, one last thing, see Betty and Bobby are both CC'd on this as well. And we're going to tap send. You're going to wait for that big green bar to come up. Yep, there you go. Email has been sent. Let's close this out. And what's really cool over here on the left-hand side, so I can see the message history. Is one of our new members yesterday was saying, I don't think my client is getting emails. Here's where you look under the message history. And there's the Bobby and Betty. That was a manual email because I had to physically hit send. And this was the welcome to your Collab Center for Buyers. And it went today, 10/27 at 10:40 a.m. So you can see everything that's in here. Also under your buyer activity, see these actually are usually closed like this. So your buyer activity, if you were to come into your client, click on the buyer activity, you can see there's that save search for Betty Buyer. And I also can set up agent recommended listings. So I'm going to tap on that. And they're already set up for the Collab Center too. So if I do put something into a cart for them as an agent recommended, it will automatically go. Pretty nice. Okay. I can add a note, add a listing in here as well, right from here. And I can view my client's Collab Center. So let's go ahead and take a peek at your client's Collab Center. All right, so let's start at the top. Here's my contact me information. So I'm going to select the box to contact me. And here's why there were two different, let's change a little bit now. There's my office, my cell, my main. That's all my pertinent contact information here, me and this one. So remember I had I had my own web address in here, put that there. I put the 4 social media links right in here. And this is my story. And yes, my story is doing videos for the MLS. And then there are all the links that I put in for my client. So that's why I said that these links are for your clients. And it's just going to be one list which populates into all of your clients. See, right down to staging can help you sell. This is an old video I got from NAR a while back. And I typically put extra stuff in here. I keep adding more stuff as I go by. Close. So you'll see, here's their updates on the left. There's 36, which we saw. They're all new for your client. So as we scroll down, they would tap into the photo, see what's going on here. It pulls up the entire listing. All the remarks for this. And everything here. You'll see they also have the tabs to work their way through all the listing information. Okay, community, mortgage. There's those valuations, which we saw. There's the Black Knight Easy Value, the Realtor's valuation model, and of course, the Zestimate is there too. They can see documents, so associated documents that are in Paragon that are marked as public are able to be seen here. So if they are not public documents, they will not be able to be seen. History, property info, you get it. And up here, your clients can request, their associated documents again, they can request a showing of you. This doesn't go to showing time, this sends a note to you. That's one of the cool features I do like about that one. And if they really like this one too, remember, tell them to mark it as a favorite, or maybe it's a questionable, you're not real sure. Because there's a big reason why to do that. So they see all this information, maybe this one here, you know, they see the pertinence, 3 beds, 4 baths, nice. 2,300 square feet, you know, that's a yes. Here's a possible, here's a possible, you know, as we go on down the line. So now, once they start filling these out, go back up to the top, you will see that they have 2 favorites, 2 possibles, none rejected. And when I put some agent picks in their account, they will show right here. And what I use the agent picks for is maybe something was just slightly outside of their circle. Maybe they didn't want to be too close to Hall Road. Maybe I found something a little too close to Hall Road for them, but it was a very secluded spot and it kind of checks off all their boxes. Maybe I want to throw that in there. Or maybe something was just a little too expensive. I'm going to throw it in just in case. Because that was the house that I ended up buying, the one that was too expensive that got reduced. And we could afford it. So that's the really cool piece about it. All right, so that in a nutshell is your client's collaboration center. They also have some other cool views. They can do some searches, recent sales up here, and more information. So this is a really powerful piece. They can use it on the desktop or their phone. All right, so now let's go find them a listing that might be outside of their information. And I'm going to cheat. I'm going to go to the home, and I'm simply going to pull something from my market monitor because that's how I like to roll. Hey, you guys know, I see a lot of agents search for their own listings. They'll go up here, what is that address? 123, what is it? You know what? If you click on my info, that's where your listings are. Of course, you know, I work for the MLS, so there's not going to be any listings for me. I would see all my listings right here. I would just click on them if I want to see my pending listings. Click on it right there. There's your easy button for the day. So let's go into the market, and of course your office and your brokerage, your firm. You see all the listings in your office right there too. So I'm going to go into new listings, and I know this is St. Clair, so it's not exactly Sterling Heights. They're just a little bit away from each other. It's kind of like St. Clair and St. Clair Shores, right? They're just a little bit apart from each other. So let's go down to the bottom. Let's find, oh, here we are, China Township, there we go. Nice big sprawling ranch with a big pole barn. Nice. So you know what? I think my client's gonna love this one. So what I wanna do is I wanna save it to a listing cart. And this is not going to be for myself, but for my content. And I'm going to select Betty Buyer. And there she is. And save. Now I don't have to go to the notifications because those have already been set up. So now I want to refresh my contacts. Let me go out, come back in. So here's Betty Buyer at the top. And you'll see she has 33 undecided. There's those 2 favorites, those 2 possibles. Pretty awesome, absolutely love it. Then, so I'm going to go over to her Collab Center. So there's another place where I can simply view her site. So it's going to open up her Collab Center again. And now you'll be able to see your client's view. There's the agent picks right there. There's select as a pick. Ta-da, there you are. Now I have seen people do it for listings that were already sent to their clients. Like, okay, so maybe there were 50 listings in there. I'm like, well, how can I pick the ones that I recommend? Oh, I hadn't thought of using it that way, but that's a great idea. You could go into Paragon. So if I saw of all their 37, let's see, we'll go into their undecided because we know they haven't looked at those yet. Of the 33, I could simply go in and say, yep, this one and that one. And these, I think, are the best options for you. And I think those are great picks. So I'm going to save those 3 to a listing cart for my contact. I'm going to type in Betty and save those. So now those 3 are also going to be in her dashboard. So let's refresh this. And now I've got 4 of the agent picks. So you can do agent picks for stuff they already have. I mean, if you need to help them out, you certainly can. You can also work on behalf of your clients like I did, because I marked these 2 as favorites, these 2 as possibles. So maybe you set up your client, send them all the listings, and then realize that, oh, they need to be on agent preview. So you could come in here and say, no, that's not, you know, maybe, yeah, we'll do this one. Oh, but it's accepting backup offers, so maybe not, I don't know. You know, and just go through here. So you could actually work on behalf of your clients as well and get through that list for them. When they told you, so I was working with Lisa yesterday, it's getting a little bright here. I was working with Lisa yesterday, and she was saying that she's like, you know, I know exactly what my clients want. She's, yeah, that's why, you know, I put them on agent preview, because they wonder why I send them some of this junk. Okay, so that's why I like doing it from the contacts module instead of the searching module. So because that agent preview is catching on, and it's a smarter way to do it. Okay, so we are at 10:51, and with nobody asking questions and nobody wanting me to repeat anything, you know, that's as far as this class goes. I want to show you where to find the cheat sheets. You do have them loaded up in your handouts in the Go-To webinar panel. So at the very top, there's the MLS documents. Go to my real source. There we go. So you'll see this is the MIRS education. There are 89 files in here. I generally do try to keep this alphabetical. Unless something's new, then it'll be at the top, and eventually I'll put it back into the pile where it belongs. So maybe I just want to see all this stuff for Collab. I'm going to type in Collab in my search bar. There's the About Me page. So that's a Word doc. You can simply copy and paste it into your preferences wizard for the Collab Center. Here's changing your client's search criteria, which is loaded up in your handouts today. This is just for buyers, and this is your total handout as well. Because on the regular handout, it goes through a little bit of everything. It goes to adding a client. You can also put a seller's property in there. So maybe you're the listing agent and you want to put your seller in the Collab Center so they know what's going on as well. So you can save, and I think I'll circle back for you guys. I'll go back to Paragon and show that. So we've saved the search and added it. We set up those notifications. We went through the agent recommended listings. So we did not show you how to preview them. We did do the client site, and then we did the customizing your Collab Center. That was that preferences wizard. So let's go in and see how we preview listings, and then we'll look at associating a seller's property. Okay, so let's go back to Paragon. Close out my docs. So I love about Paragon, I can have all these tabs open. Oh, another quick tip, if you guys haven't seen this one, If I wanted to reduce this list and just see the ones that I had checked off, here's your easy way. On this blue bar here, where you're gonna find so much information, checked. Let's tap that checked, and now you have just those 3. And look, see, this is a column that I added here, the activation date. Because I had a couple of my agents, who were my trainers as well, they were saying, Debbie, I'm getting so tired of chasing listing agents down to find out when this is going active. Because on the report that she looks at, the activation date wasn't there. And it wasn't on her spreadsheet, so she had no idea where to find it. So I actually just stuck it right here. It's kind of a nice place for it to be. So yep, to just see those ones that were checked, just click that checkbox, and you want to go back to all, tap the all, you'll see them all again. Ta-da! All right, so in the contacts module, so you'll see here, I was in the contacts module, and the other tab that was open, just close that. Debbie Gmail Fajardo is my PIA client. Oh, she is a tough bear. She says if I send her one more yellow house, she's gonna fire me. So she is on, I'm gonna go ahead and click into her profile. She is on, go to the contact information, agent preview. It's what we talked about before. So now listings will come to me first. I'm gonna get that agent notification saying, hey, there's a new listing for Debbie Gmail Fajardo. You must approve them before they go to your client. So there's a big note in there that says that. I'm like, okay, let's close that back out. So on Debbie, here are my ones that need approval. So I will just take a peek at the 10. I'll do my due diligence. I'll look through the photos, saying, oh yeah, maybe, maybe not, who knows. Yeah, we'll say, yeah, maybe this has a little bit of property to it. She might like that, even though it's out in Berlin Township. 2-story. See, I've customized this as well. This gives me all my pertinence here. 2-story, 2 baths, 2.5 car garage. Oh, no basement. Oh, that's just finished. Fireplace, yes. All right, now we're winning. So that's a yes. Let's see, and you know, oh, there's my favorite one here. The 1.3 million. That's a beautiful one. So these are more a little out further. So I can simply select one, select multiples, and off my blue bar again, I'm going to tap approve. And it's going to give me that double verification, approve. And conversely, I can go in here and say, yeah, these ones are just a little too pricey, and I can disapprove. So I'll tap that and disapprove. Now the one nice thing, so I'm going to close out this little tab here. So I'm back to my contact. The one nice thing, I'll highlight her so you can see her. You can see how many are disapproved. They are never actually gone. So if you need to go back in and revisit some of this, you certainly can. Just tap the 36 and say, you know what? I think this one, we really need to approve that one. And just say approve. So you can go back through and revisit the ones that you had seen before. And that is perfectly fine. All right, now to associate a listing with your claim. And I'm going to do that under Audra's name because I obviously don't have any listings. All right, so I'm going to go up to assume identity. This is something your admins can do for you. This is how they work on your behalf. They assume your identity. The selector and assume. And this is also how tech support helps fix your stuff too. All right. So from her market monitor, and you'll also see here, here's the contact activity. Doreen has 1 possible, 2 rejects, and this is in the last 7 days. Sue has new activity. So I can simply go into the contact activity and select new, or I can go right to Doreen's site, Wendy's site, see whatever I need. So it's just another little box there that you can see what's going on with your clients. All right. There we go. So I'm going to go over to her info. She has 4 listings. Let's see. So we're going to take this active one on Erdman. Okay. So I just needed to find which one there was. So I'm going to go into her contacts, and I'm going to find Debbie. And there she is. This is going to be under the seller activity. And I'm going to associate a property. Now, see, and here's the other ones. I'm going to tap associate property, select a listing, and only your listings will come up. And that was the Erdman. And save. So now there's a couple more things to do. So enabling the site and the report. They are both on the disabled to begin with, but I want to enable that sell side, and I want to send the update email. And that's going to go right out. And then I want that email report going. Weekly, we'll do client scheduling, agent scheduling, we'll do off for her before she thinks I'm doing something crazy for her. And maybe I want, yeah, we'll stick to weekly. That's just fine. So I'll get a weekly email report for the client. That's me, the client. And let's go ahead and take a peek at that site. What does it look like? It's a cute listing. All right. So yeah, see this dork of a client putting her and her hubby's picture in there. It's me and my guy. All right. So before we were on the buyer activity tab, now we're on that seller activity tab. So here is the Erdman Road over in Sterling Heights. There were 241 listing views. Nobody's scheduled a broker tour. Nobody's scheduled an open house on this one. All right, listing views in the last 14 days. So with real estate agents, prospective buyers, any price changes, so it'll show you what's in there. And you can do 14 days, 30 days, 90 days out. How about the showing activity? Uh-oh, nothing in the last 7 days. 2 showings in the last 30. Phew, 6 total. All right, and that comes directly from showing time. Nice. How many is marked this as a favorite, possible, reject, undecided? This is really great information. 163 real estate agent views, 78 prospective buyer views. So this has just been, and there's 3 recommendations by the list by agents. I love it. So you'll see, I mean, there's some great information here to send to your clients, and it really looks like you're working on behalf of yours until they see that, oh, okay, well, there's been no showings in the last 7 days. What's going on? Who knows? Does not know. So, but that's the really cool piece of that seller side as well. There's our cheat sheet. So this has everything in here for you on associating that seller's property. And once you do that, you do have to turn on those reports. That's a really cool piece. I mean, your brokerage might be sending something out, but you know what? It's a great idea for you to be sending out information as well. All right, so no questions. You guys have just been listening attentively. Got one more poll to ask you guys. We launch that. We're at 50-50. Okay, we're gonna close that poll. I kind of thought we'd be on that. Back to Paragon. Oh, back to my account. So you'll see that I do have myself entered in here. I do like to receive emails from the system. I want to make sure that everything's working the way it should be. I want to keep myself familiar with what my clients would see. That way, if they have any questions, I know how to answer them. Don't forget one last thing on this. Remember why I told you to have your clients mark things as favorites? And only the active listings will be in here. So you'll only see 3 favorites. There might be 30 favorites in theirs. That's because that's everything, active, pending, and closed, that's still marked as a favorite. So for us, we don't need those other stuffs. Here's our active, pending, and closed. So I'm going to click on that 3. And we're going to say, yeah, let's get these out on a tour. And I can schedule all 3 of them by clicking here. And here's the really cool piece. I'm going to select the Actions button. And what can I do from here? Well, do a CMA, do a buyer tour in Cloud CMA. But I want to put those into showing time and get those scheduled. And it automatically works as a showing cart for me because there's more than one listing. So we'll say we're going out tomorrow. Then I want to select my buyer. That's Betty Buyer. You always want to select your buyer, and this is for you and you alone. Your office has the ability to see, but because your broker's in charge of your license. And it's also a good safety measure. Make sure that you have your buyer's name here and information. And besides, I can tell behind closed doors, how many homes have I showed Betty Buyer? Because that's what you want to see. And when Betty asks you, hey, remember that house we saw? It was a brick. Like, yeah, they're all brick. Come on. It can help you identify those listings as well. So then I'll select OK. And of course, I'm not going to schedule anything because I'm just not going to. So 10, 11, and 12. So from here, now my default looks like it's 15 minutes of a showing. I can change that in my showing time. And then this also lets me know how much travel time is between each one of these. And maybe I think that maybe I need to smart route these. Maybe they're in the wrong order. I don't know my way around Clay Township that well. Oh, that one's on Harson's Island. So it's going to give me the best. All right, so we're going to go to Harson's Island and then Marine City. And then maybe I should adjust my times here. That would be, this one at 11 a.m. Oh, come on, clock. Morning. 11 a.m. And this one would be the 12 a.m. Well, and I could change my time here. I want it from 12:15 to 1 o'clock. The 11 a.m. I wanted till 12 o'clock, something like that. So you get the idea. And then I simply send all my requests at once, which is kind of nice. There's another feature here that I think is really pretty awesome. I can email these to my client, but I would do that after they are all confirmed. I can print these as well. So this is what that email is going to look like. So you do need to make a selection at the very top. Am I printing the agent's version, which would have the lockbox combinations on there, or the buyer's version, which would not have the combinations on there? So you do see on these ones, these are not yet requested. Big giant note, this is, hey, no, you forgot that. And this does have, remember, I didn't set this one to an hour, so I just have from 10 to 10:15. Sometimes you cannot schedule for longer than that because the listing agent will only allow 15 minutes in a listing. If they are so busy, that's all that you're gonna get. So there's the buyer's version. I want to show the directions, show the map. So as I scroll down, there's my directions here. And you don't always have to have these, but you know, who knows? It's sometimes just a great little safety net. So we're going to start from 3 to 1 to 2, and then 3. Okay. They said that was the smart route. That is okay by me. So this is another one of those cool pieces. And it's branded to you. Pretty awesome. The other thing here, you have 3 stops, 18 miles. Might need that for your business planning, for your taxes. Great idea here. All right, gang, I have gotten through everything. You know, it's a very quick class without any questions. So if there are any other questions, now is your opportunity to say so. Oh, thank you, Eva. You have a wonderful day. Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for attending, and we will see you on the next webinar.